2:47 a.m. Wangaratta, Australia, February 2011. Dan Saunders is completely wasted. He staggers out the back door of the Royal Hotel, the same pub he's been pouring beers at for the last 3 years. Pockets are empty except for one crumpled $5 note, a half-eaten packet of chips, and a bank card that's been screaming, "Declined," every time he tries to buy a round for the lads. The summer night is thick, humid, sticky. Streetlights buzz like angry hornets overhead. Crickets scream from every bush. The only other light in the entire dead quiet town is the cold, clinical blue glow of the Commonwealth Bank ATM, bolted to the brick wall across the cracked asphalt road. It's pulsing, waiting. Dan wipes sweat from his forehead with the back of his hand, squints through the beer fog and mutters to himself, "Last chance, you broke bastard." He shuffles over, boots scuffing on the pavement, jams the card in, screen flickers. Balance unavailable at this time. Then, for half a heartbeat, it flashes. $342. Gone. Dan blinks hard, rubs his eyes. What the actual hell? Beer logic slams into gear. Try the transfer trick, you genius. Credit account to savings account, $200. Machine thinks, spins. Transaction canceled. No cash, no receipt. Just his card sliding back out like the machine is mocking him. But the clock on the screen just flipped, 1 a.m. sharp. Dan's drunk brain lights up like a jackpot. One more time. For science, withdraw $200 from savings. He knows there's $4 in there. Maybe 5 on a good day. Machine hums. 4 crisp 50s slide out like they've been waiting for him. Real bills, warm from the dispenser. Serial numbers all different, no two the same. Dan's heart slams against his ribcage so hard he thinks it's going to punch through. The security camera above blinks red. He freezes solid. I'm on tape. I'm cooked. Game over. But nothing happens. No alarms, no guards bursting out, no sirens. Just the low electric hum of the machine and the thump-thump-thump of his pulse in his ears. He stuffs the cash into his jeans, legs shaking like jelly, and speed walks back to the pub. Slaps the 200 on the bar. "Round for everyone in the house. Keep the change, legends." The bartender, old mate Gary, raises one eyebrow. "Where'd you nick that from, Saunders?" Dan just grins like a lunatic. Inside, his brain is exploding. Fluke? Bank error? Or did I just hack the bloody Matrix? 2:30 a.m. Same ATM. Transfer $500. Canceled. Withdraw $500, $600, $800, $1,000. By 3 a.m., he's got $1,300 stuffed in his pockets, his socks, his undies, and a grin that could light up the entire state of Victoria. He spins in a circle under the stars, arms out. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. Infinite lives, baby. Next morning, sunlight slices through the cheap Venetian blinds like a razor. Dan rolls over, head pounding like a jackhammer, mouth tasting like a cat slept in it. Half convinced the whole thing was a fever dream. Then he sees it. The wallet on the nightstand. Fat, bulging, stuffed. $2,000 in crisp, clean notes. He grabs his phone with hands that won't stop trembling. Dials the bank hotline. Automated voice. "Your savings account balance is $2,000. Dan exhales so hard he nearly passes out cold. It's real. The bank is completely blind, and he just found the cheat code to life itself. He spends the next hour pacing his tiny flat, chain smoking, brain on fire. The glitch window, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. That's when the banking core system goes offline for nightly batch processing. Transfers get queued up in limbo. Withdrawals hit the live terminal in real time. Net result, phantom money. Money that exists in the machine, but not in the ledger. Money that's real in your hand, but fake in the system. Dan grabs a pen, scribbles on the back of a pizza box. Dan's playbook. Step 1, 1:05 a.m. Fake transfer. Credit account to savings, $4,000. His actual credit limit, $500. Doesn't matter. The system doesn't check. Step 2, 1:10 a.m. Withdraw $2,000 cash. Step 3, next night. Fake transfer $8,000 to cover yesterday's negative balance. Step 4, withdraw $4,000 cash. Step 5, repeat. Escalate. Leapfrog forever. It's a money loop, a perpetual motion machine, a glitch in the matrix. Night 1, 4K loop. Night 2, 8K. Night 3, 16K. Day 7, he's pulling $32,000 a night. Day 12, the ATM freezes mid-transaction. Card trapped inside the slot. 30 seconds of pure, ice-cold, bowel-loosening terror. Sirens scream in his head. Red and blue lights flash behind his eyes. Handcuffs. Court. Prison. Then, click. Card pops out like nothing happened. $20,000 dispensed in neat stacks. Dan nearly vomits from relief. He stumbles home, cash stuffed in a Kohl's supermarket bag, laughing and crying at the same time. Week 4. He walks into the bank branch like he owns the place. Teller taps her screen. "Mr. Saunders, your savings balance is over $1 million. Dan stares at the screen. 1,000,000. The numbers glow like neon scripture. His knees go weak. He's a millionaire. On paper. With a few taps at the right hour, He printed a fortune out of thin air. The teller smiles. Planning a big purchase, sir? Dan just nods, throat dry. You have no idea. And then the spending begins. Private jet to Bali. Chartered at 2 a.m. from Melbourne Airport. Pilot. Crypto trading, mate? Dan smirks. Something like that. $50,000 nightclub tab in Crown Casino. Champagne waterfalls. Strangers screaming his name. He pays a random girl's $27,000 uni debt just because she looked stressed at the bar. Buys his mate Jake a brand new Toyota Hilux with a giant red bow on it. Tips bellboys $500 like it's Monopoly money. Books entire floors of 5-star hotels in Sydney, Gold Coast, Perth. Orders room service for the whole floor. Throws parties where the bar tab alone could buy a house in Wangaratta. He wires 10 grand to a friend who mentioned rent trouble. No questions. No thanks needed. He becomes a local legend. The bartender who turned into a secret millionaire overnight. People who ignored him for years now call him bro. Women who never looked twice now hang on his every word. Money changes everything, and Dan is addicted to the rush. But midnight never forgets. Every single night. 1 a.m. ritual. Hood up. Same ATM. Bigger transfers. Bigger withdrawals. $1.6 million total. He lies to his mom, tells his dad he's in real estate, tells his sister he won big on crypto. Anyone who asks, anyone who wonders, he's living a double life. Daytime, high roller. Nighttime, phantom banker. The guilt starts as a whisper, becomes a shout. Month 3, the cracks appear. Dan's hands shake 24/7. He jolts awake at 3 a.m. from nightmares. Red and blue lights flashing through his window. Handcuffs snapping on. Courtroom. Prison jumpsuit. He Googles his name every morning. Dan Saunders arrest. Nothing. But nothing feels like a trap. The phone rings. He jumps a foot in the air. Bank fraud department. Just confirming your $8,000 hotel spend in Sydney last night? Dan's voice cracks. Yeah, that's me. Rep. No worries, sir. Have a great day. He hangs up and laughs, then cries. It's too easy, and that's what scares him the most. His best mate Jake corners him outside the pub one night. I saw you, Dan. 2 a.m. at the ATM. Hood up. Stuffing cash into a bag like a drug dealer. Dan freezes. Jake grabs his arm. Hard. You're going to prison, mate. And I can't watch it happen. Stop. Now. He lets go, walks away into the dark. Dan stands there, gut punched, then goes inside and orders the most expensive bottle they have, $2,000. Drinks it alone at the bar. One more week, he tells himself, becomes one more night, becomes just one more transfer, becomes I'll stop after Bali. June 2011. Dan can't do it anymore. The guilt is a lead weight in his chest. He can't sleep, can't eat, can't look in the mirror. One night he skips the ritual, lets the loop break. Next morning his account reads negative $1.6 million. He stares at the screen for an hour. It's over. He calls the bank manager, voice shaking like a leaf. I need to confess. I'll give it all back. Whatever's left. I'm sorry. Manager cuts him off cold. Sir, this is a police matter now. We can't discuss it. Click. Silence. Days turn into weeks. No knock at the door, no arrest. Just silence. Dan realizes the truth. They're not coming because they're building a case. Every withdrawal, every transfer, every party, every private jet, every hotel bill, every tip, all documented, all evidence. He's not free. He's just waiting for the cage to close. 2013. Dan can't breathe under the weight of it. The guilt eats him alive from the inside. He picks up the phone with shaking hands, calls 60 Minutes Australia. I hacked an ATM for $1.6 million over 5 months. I need to tell the truth. The producer thinks it's a prank. Dan sends bank statements. Screenshots, photos of the cash, flight manifests, hotel receipts. The story explodes. Front page of every paper, national TV. Dan sits under the hot lights. I was greedy. I was stupid. I thought I'd get away with it forever. I'm sorry to everyone I hurt. Tears in his eyes. The interview airs. Australia loses its collective mind. 3 days later, knock at the door. Police. Charges. Theft by deception. Obtaining property by deception. Courtroom. Prosecutor stumbles over his words. He stole money that didn't exist. Judge leans forward, confused. Come again? Explain it like I'm 5. Even the lawyers don't fully get it. Dan pleads guilty, remorseful, relieved. Sentence, 1 year in prison. 18 months community corrections. He serves his time. No complaints, no appeals. First day out. Back behind the bar. Same pub, same sticky floor, same regulars. A bloke recognizes him. Slides a 20 across the bar. Best tip you'll ever get, mate. From money you actually earned. Dan looks at the bill, then at the man. Laughs. A real, deep, honest laugh. No more midnight miracles. No more private jets. No more champagne waterfalls. Just honest pours, cold beer, and a story wilder than any tabloid headline ever printed. Epilogue. Dan now speaks at banks, cybersecurity conferences, high schools, Universities. One glitch, 5 months. A lifetime lesson. He shows the napkin, the pizza box, the playbook, the warning. The ATM, patched, removed, gone forever. But every night at 1 a.m., somewhere in the world, another machine blinks, another system goes blind. Another Dan stands in the dark, card in hand, heart racing, temptation whispering, waiting.